All right, guys, Darren from FBA Elite, and welcome back to another video. So in this week's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite launch strategy that is so powerful, many new sellers are actually scared to use it. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining how to use the strategy, but also explaining why it works, as that's one of the important things you understand. If I just tell you what to do, the strategy probably won't work for you as you don't understand what we're trying to achieve. So what I'm going to do first, explain to you how a product gets ranked on Amazon, and then I'm going to tell you the strategy itself and how to use it to make the most of the Amazon algorithm that decides where you appear in the search results. So when you've developed your own private label product, even if you've developed the best product in the world and you're really, really good at keyword research and you put together a fantastic listing with photography and all of that, your product still isn't going to be visible to customers. And there's two ways customers will find your product on Amazon. It's either via sponsored ads, which is you paying to appear in the search results, or it's via your organic ranks, which is where you appear based on various metrics, but predominantly your sales history, price, reviews, and other factors that basically allow Amazon to assess your product against the competition. So let's say, for example, you were launching a wooden chopping board and you've analyzed this niche, you've developed your product, and you have a sales goal in mind. So let me just bring up X-Ray from Helium 10 so we can use some example figures of what we might be aiming for with a product launch. We're going to filter out the sponsored results because with our product launch, we want to get ranked well in the organic positions. That's the overall goal of the launch, to get in these top tier organic positions, as that is where organic sales are going to come from. If you're outside about the top 20 positions, you're going to really struggle to make sales for the keywords that you are ranking for. So if we look at the demand in this niche, the top seller has 4,000 units, so we're never going to try and compete with them. But we would have picked a landing zone a bit further down. Maybe we're targeting, I don't know, 300 to 400 sales per month. And if we can achieve that, then that will give us a chance at getting ranked in these search results in the top position. Because the most important factor that Amazon consider, although they haven't told me this and this isn't official, but based on 6 years of experience and carrying out multiple launches, the most important factor to Amazon is your sales velocity and your sales history. So Amazon want to know if they show your product in front of a customer that it's going to sell, because if that product sells, Amazon make money and you make money. So in order to do that, because you've got a brand new product and you don't have very good organic ranks, and your product is going to be so far down the search results, it won't even be in the top 60, 70 positions. It probably won't even be in the top 300. It won't have a rank. What you have to do is pay to be in these positions. So if I just put the sponsored results back on, you'll see we've got lots of sponsored adverts in the top results. So we have to pay to appear in front of those customers. Then Amazon can use our sponsored sales history, our paid sales history, to help decide where to rank us organically. So this is why this strategy is so effective, because you're using it with a suitable PPC strategy, and there's many, many different PPC strategies that you can use to launch a product. And at the end of this video, I will link you to the very strategy that I use. But for the purposes on this video, I just want to focus on something else. So we want to get ranked in these top positions. How do we do that? Well, you've done the keyword research, you've got a great listing, you've got great photography, all of that. Maybe you've even arranged a few initial reviews as well, so you've got a nice 5-star ranking. But your product isn't ranking and your product isn't selling. So what do? We fire up those PPC campaigns and try to generate some sales. And this is where I'm going to tell you what to do, and your initial reaction is either going to be, that's stupid, that's too simple, or your reaction is going to be, no, I don't want to do that, scary, I'm going to lose a load of money. But hear me out for the rest of this video, because if you implement this strategy, you will put your product in a position where we'll find out if it's any good. So I can't guarantee this product strategy or this product launch strategy will make your product successful. What I can guarantee, well, as much as I can, is it will put your product in a position where we'll find out from the customers whether your product is successful. Because ultimately, we can get you to the top of the ranks. But if your product doesn't have the right value offering and customers don't like it that much, and eventually it will fall back down the ranks. So the goal of the launch is to put your product in a position where it can become successful if you've done everything else right. If you've developed a great product, it's got a strong selling point, and it's offering greater value than the competition. I don't mean it has to be cheaper, but greater perceived value than the competition, then your product should stick in those top positions. If you developed a poor product, you could spend a fortune on PPC, get ranked, and as soon as you turn that PPC off, you're going to fall back down the ranks because you're not going to generate any organic sales, or your conversion rate is going to be so low. So our goal with this strategy is to get your product into those top positions to find out if it's any good. So what I want you to do day one when you launch your product, or if you're struggling to get ranked at the moment, you're already midway through a launch, is I want you to massively slash your price. So what does that mean? Well, say you want to look at the niche that you're selling in, and you want to be noticeably cheaper than comparable products. There's no point launching a brand new product at the same price as the existing competition, even if you've got a better product, because you're still going to struggle to sell as a new product. So your conversion rate isn't going to be great. And the price is one of the most powerful metrics that you can control that will have a follow-through impact on your click-through rate. So that's customers actually clicking on your listing in the first place, and then also your conversion rate. So converting that customer from a click-through to a purchase. And those are two of the other most powerful metrics that Amazon care about, which is your click-through and conversion, which is basically your sales. So the goal of this strategy is to get your product selling. Now, your reluctance is going to be that, why should I reduce the price of my product? Why should I sell it at break even or a small loss? Well, actually, if you do this strategy, it will save you more money in the long run. And I'm going to try and explain why now, but stick with me as I do. So let's say, for example, you've launched your product. You're selling at £30 and you're spending £20 a day on PPC, and you've got a 5% conversion rate. So if you're spending, say, £1 per click on PPC, based on a £20 daily spend, a 5% conversion rate is one sale from £20. Now, if I say to you, reduce the price of your product by £10, for example, and that increases your conversion rate from maybe 5% to 10%, that means you get two sales for the same £20. So instead of spending £40 for two sales at the full price, you're spending £20 to get two sales at the reduced price. So your improved conversion rate will offset, or usually offset to an extent, the reduction in the sales price of your listing. And the follow through from that, from customers, will be a higher click-through rate and a higher conversion rate, which over the space of a couple of weeks will lead to an improvement in ranks. And then eventually your product will slowly start to work its way up the search results. And once it gets high enough, so into the top 20 to 30 positions, but really the top kind of 15 upwards is where you'll see the real tick up in sales, you'll start to generate organic sales. And then we start to get this snowball effect. You've got PPC that is really effective because you've got a really competitive price point. And now your organic ranks are catching up as well. They're moving towards the top. So you're starting to generate organic sales. You're getting sponsor sales and organic sales, and you've got a great price point. So you're outselling all of the people around you. So Amazon's algorithms going, wow, this product is amazing. Let's keep moving it up bit by bit, bit by bit. And over the course of a few weeks, you'll get to the top of the results. Now, this is the point where we then have to find out whether your product's any good, because anyone can sell a product on Amazon, especially a cheap product. We need to then find out whether your product's any good. So once your ranks are established, and make sure you're tracking them with something like the keyword tracker from Helium 10, there'll be some discount code for Helium 10 in the description. Make sure you're tracking all of the keywords that you're targeting with PPC. Make sure you're tracking the organic ranks so you can see directly how your PPC spend is converting to your ranks improving. And that PPC strategy I'm going to link to at the end of this video. So what we do at that stage, once we know your ranks have been secured, we start to increase your price. So we don't cut back your PPC yet. We know your ranks are in a good position. You know your product's selling really well. You want to be outselling the competition, whatever that is in the niche that you're targeting. You're outselling the competition. Your ranks are good. You start to increase your price. Now, I would do £1 increases every probably 3 to 5 days. If you do it quicker than that, say you do £1 every 24 hours, because it takes a while for things like your click-through rate and conversion rate to update based on the higher price, there's a slight lag effect on your ranks. So you could put your price up, but your ranks might stay the same. But over the space of a few days, that impact on the click-through and conversion rates will start to filter through, and your ranks will start to drop. So if you think you're putting your price up £1 every 24 hours and sales are still great, you may suddenly find sales just grind to a halt. So by doing it kind of every 3 to 5 days, you start to get a feel for whether that price increase has made any real difference to your organic ranks. And eventually you'll get to the right balance between the most you can get away with charging for that product, so the most profitable it can be, versus that balance of starting to lose ranks if your price gets too high. Now, the average new seller doesn't want to reduce their price, so they're almost doing this back to front. They're stuck at their high price, and they never get the opportunity. They never get up these ranks, so they never get the organic sales to find out what the true value of their product is. So by doing it this way, the money that you basically lose by reducing your price, you'll gain back to an extent by the improved conversion rate. So you're going to spend less on PPC per sale. It will also allow you to find out, it's the answer we want answered. Is our product good enough to sell on Amazon? And the only way we're ever going to find that out is by getting to the top of the results and then seeing if it sticks. And if it does stick, what is the most we can charge for it? So this is basically the complete strategy for finding out, does your product sell, and at what price point does your product sell, and how profitable is that? And this allows you to get there. The other strategies of maintaining a higher price and spending even more on PPC is a lot less effective, as you never get, or it's harder to get. You'll spend a lot more on PPC to get to these top positions. So that is the overall strategy. And like I said, I can't guarantee it will make your product successful, but I can almost guarantee it will put your product in the position to find out whether it was ever going to be successful. Now, if you've got any questions about using this strategy, I'd recommend posting them on the FBA Elite Forum. If you've got any questions about my mentorship, which currently has a huge wait list, or about the course, what you can do is email me. If you do want to email me, go to the FBAelite.com website, click on the course link, and on there is an intro video. Watch that video to the end, and you'll find my email address. And the reason it's buried away there is if you're going to email me, I want you to kind of go through these hoops to get there, because otherwise I get inundated with lots of people who just want free help rather than actually serious about becoming sellers. So watch this video to the end. You can skip to the end of it if you want. Get my email address and send me an email if you're considering the mentorship or a course. But like I say, there is a large waitlist on the mentorship at the moment. So hopefully you guys found that video helpful. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to use Helium 10 to help with your keyword research and tracking your listings, there is a link in the pinned top comment. And if you want to see the PPC strategy that I use to launch my products, I'm going to pop up a link to that video now, and I'll see you guys over there.